Hello, welcome back to Lions Review. So I've already done my unboxing video for Against the Ogre Horde. Came a little sooner than expected, but that's great. So I'm going to dive in a little bit deeper now. So before we had the Ogre background in the original release, in this release they did something similar, but it was more geared towards the Ogre clan that you're going to be dealing with these quests. Now another thing they did add was the note for the dwarf automatically disarming swing blade traps. I think that was more of an oversight than anything else, so I think the dwarfs are still rolled to disarm traps. The Pit of Darkness is pretty much left the same, so if you have no armor or non-metal armor, 1 body point of damage. Metal armor gives you 2 body points, and if you are in full plate, well, then you get 3 body points of damage. There are supply crates added, but I won't go into much of that. I want those to be a nice surprise for y'all. And then there's these multi-phase enemies, but again, you're not going to really have to deal with that unless you're going to play the tournament and the first 3 quests. The range enemy rule just allows you to swap instead of a skeleton, you can have a skeleton archer, for instance. And then there's this Ogre Mercenary, which was a surprise for me. I didn't know they were going to toss that in there, but he's available. Yeah, only 1 per quest though, so only 1 hero can hire him. And then they reintroduced the Wolf Ally. That card I have there is from Into the Northlands, the online quest. And of course, that miniature was a giant wolf, not a regular wolf. But the other one is the wolf that comes with the pack. And then as far as spells go, the Mind Blast was already used, so they changed it to Mind Burst. And you're going to get 5 cards of each spell instead of 5 tokens like you would have gotten in the original one. But for the most part, the spells are the same. They haven't really changed those up. Here I'm just showing the similarities. So now let's talk about the World's End Tournament. So they give you, of course, some tiles for that. And they go over some rules for it. This is almost like a mini game within the game. And I do kind of like the setup, and I have to play through it just to see how well it works. But basically you have what they call these trophy tiles, and on the opposite side there's kind of like a reward if you get those. So you flip it over and you can use whatever was on the other side. During the setup is going to show you where those trophies should be placed on the map. So your attackers will start off in one room, the defenders in another room, and then you meet in the arena to battle it out. You'll have these roster sheets. Here's an example here that they give. You also have blank ones. Use this formula to figure out whether the teams are equally matched. And like I said, they'll have things mapped for the trophies and then the various things that you can get for those. You won't know what it is until you get it and flip it over. There are treasure chests, but they're random as far as the treasure that's inside of them is concerned. There are also bone weapons. Now, they're just like the regular weapons, except they have no money value to them. And then there's this optional rule about safeguarding in case somebody gets separated from the party. So the first 3 quests are these tournament quests 1 through 3. First one being Waves, second one the Champion, third one being against the Master of the arena. Of course, you can skip quest 1 through 3 and go right to quest 4, which starts the original quest from against the Ogre Horde. And in quest 4, which again is the first one, there are 2 zombies that get replaced with skeleton archers. There's some treasures that have been added to it. This room, Mark B, is slightly different. Mostly the same, but slightly different layout. And then the orc statue is an orc effigy. And then as far as like ranged weapons, they just mark it on the icons now instead of adding a quest note in the quest book. In quest 5, you're going to face a single warrior instead of 2 warriors for a wandering monster. Spend some treasure at it. And then the healing potions now only do D6 rather than a automatic 6 points of healing. And then next 2 quests, again, just add a little bit more treasure to them. And then the big quest, quest number 8, which was the original quest 5 of the original series. They replaced 2 skeletons with archers. Wandering monsters are going to be 2 warriors instead of just a single warrior. Or I'm sorry, 2 and not 3 warriors. And then with the pit, obviously the rules have changed slightly so that you have to willingly go in there. If you're under a spell, You can try to break the spell, and if the spell is broken, you get your turn to get out of the pit before you're under Zargon's control. So you get a chance to escape Zargon's control. Then the next quest, there's one less ogre in the hallway. Oh, and the wandering monster is also going to be an ogre warrior rather than an ogre lord. Treasure slightly changed a bit, but not a whole lot. And there's one less ogre in the main room where you do your battle with the ogre lord. In the final quest, all they did was really remove the secret door that led to nothing. So there you have it. That's the conclusion of the new version compared to the old version. And it looks like they pretty much kept it the same. Probably keep everybody happy, except maybe this guy here. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative without too many spoilers. And see you all next time. Until then, bye-bye.